Okay, guys, today's lesson is how to goon not shittily. We have to learn how to goon respectfully, okay?
I'm proud of you, Witch. You came up with a new intro. I'm proud.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Look at that. Look at that.
No, we listen. Fanatics are we're making a book right now. We're on the first chapter, but we're planning on making a 30 chapter book about how to goon tastefully. Okay, we will have examples of gooning incorrectly and gooning correctly. Okay.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Trust
Bro,
me,
this is a
I've seen the
PowerPoint.
differences. There's a difference between how to goon and how to not goon. And a lot of people don't know how to goon respectfully, and that's what we're here for.
That's what
Mhm.
we're. Yes, there we go.
So stay tuned for that, besties.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Also, if you can tell, the thumbnail is a little bit
Well, we're
um
trying to test our audience right now. We're trying to see if they
yeah, we're
understand.
trying to see if you guys like it when the thumbnails aren't just a bunch of squares and rectangles together.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you can thank best girl Teto for that.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Who?
Don't know. But I'm all. We're here for the ride. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, alrighty, guys. You guys just want to get started?
Yeah.
Yes,
One.
please.
Oh, well, you know what? I do want to say, if you like the Minecraft movie, bro, you're the problem
Fuck
with video
you.
game movies today, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
You
no,
seeing
gotta
this
no,
shit
take
on
it.
no,
How the
Thursday.
no,
hell?
Fuck you,
Oh,
man.
no,
How
no,
the
no.
how the hell
Listen to
did
me,
that
listen to me.
make 300
No,
million, man?
it's not. No. I'm not even gonna get mad at y'all. If y'all like it, it's fine. But we have to stop using this excuse that it's made for kids to just do bullshit with the plot. Okay,
I know,
we have
Trust me,
plenty of
bro.
kids
most of
movies
the
that
people that I'm seeing actually seeing this movie is like grown ass adults.
Real
exactly.
shit. No, no, no. Listen, I saw the movie in the. Let me tell you something. That audience was funny, but the movie was bad. But the audience was like, there's a
I think
scene in the
that's what
movie.
makes this. I think that's what makes it enjoyable because I haven't seen this much hype for a
You know,
movie since Endgame, and FNAF didn't even compare.
You know what's crazy?
man,
Which in the movie, there's a scene that rips off Endgame,
No,
bro.
don't
I shit you not.
spoil it,
They
man. I'm
do the.
seeing it on
man.
Thursday.
Oh,
It,
okay. Well,
it,
okay. Well, listen. You'll know the scene.
He heard you say that, ignored you, and then kept going. Never forget that
I
week.
know. Like, what the hell is up with
Cryptid.
that, Austin?
You'd hate
Mhm.
this scene, or maybe you like it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I've just been seeing a lot of
I don't
Jack
know. He's a
Black and
Black
Jason
Adam fan,
Momoa
so
yaoi on my feed, so
I've
anything.
heard about, I've heard of implications on that of their characters in that film. Yeah.
Hey, just letting you know, audience, the
Mhm.
way that fandoms survive is by shipping. Just
Yeah.
letting you
this
know.
this is a spoiler, but the movie would be slightly more tolerable if every time there was a reference, Jack Black didn't have to call it out specifically what it was and tell you
Uh,
about it.
No, here's the funny thing about it is that I've already seen like half this movie because people have been posting clips from TikTok, like onto TikTok. So I've already seen like half this movie already.
Which I saw it in a different way, and I saw the unfinished version that been going around, and it was funny as hell.
Which one do you prefer, the finished or the unfinished version?
So far, it's the unfinished because the the unfinished stuff is so funny.
Jeez. What an underdog story Minecraft ended up being. Because remember when that first trailer came out, everybody seemed to unanimously hate that trailer. Like, so what the hell? What happened here? What
I
The
don't know,
what
but I
was
people
feel
that?
like
no, people's opinions started changing when they saw that the movie was going to honor Technoblade, who was one of the biggest Minecrafters who passed away a long time ago. Well, I won't say a long
may
time
he
ago, but a
rest
few
in
years ago.
peace.
Yeah.
So people were like, oh well, maybe the movie actually, that changed people's opinion on about wanting to go see it. So they thought it was
Oh,
paying least homage to the fan base one way or another.
okay.
I'm surprised
So,
that they did because I learned that originally he wasn't going to be in the movie, and then we
Uh,
learned that one of the actors
yeah, the
requested that
kid
he get
actor
a
did it.
cameo in it, which I
mm,
can respect that.
Yeah, the
yeah.
kid male actor did it.
Like I know
Mm,
that like I basically didn't haven't watched a lot of Minecraft YouTubers since like the early 2010s. So I
mhm.
don't know, seeing that was pretty heartfelt. So that was pretty cool. I saw that clip online.
All right. Sounds good.
You know, guys. You know, guys. Like Minecraft is something that kind of skipped me like my face. Even though a lot of people seem to be suggesting, "Hey, do Minecraft since you're a
Uh,
good gardener, this and that." I'm like, nah, nah. I'd rather actually garden than
We
actually
should
play video
we should play
games.
Minecraft.
Here to go see it with your niece, and then after we see it, if we want to review it, we can review it.
I know. I might watch it just to check it out. But until
Here's
I have any
I'm just saying,
thought
if
on
we
it,
here's
review
the
the
problem.
movie,
Here's why I didn't push it. Here's why I didn't push it because there's nothing to talk about.
yeah,
That's
no,
kind of
yeah, really.
like
Yeah,
if
right,
we
wait.
did
We can talk
hypothetically
about Cat
review
Black.
it, I can like have our characters be freaking like Minecraft characters. I think
there's not an
Everyone
hour
can
worth
be
of
bricks,
stuff to talk
Jake.
about in that film.
Yeah.
You're serious.
If you feel like it, if you can do it,
I promise
right.
you, I can at
I
least do 15 minutes on 2 characters long based on what I saw.
okay, all right.
I have little to no knowledge of the lore of Minecraft, so you guys will have to do heavy lifting there.
That's why I want you to watch it specifically because I feel like your point of view will be your Jake point of view will be hilarious.
Okay, yeah, I'll have a neutral stance in this audience, just like that. What was it called? That first Ray film from Star Wars. What was that called?
The Force Awakens.
Oh, Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. Because like I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but when I remember watching that movie because everybody was making such commotion about it, and coming out of that theater, I'm like, dude, that was just that first Star Wars movie redone.
It was about
Like,
what it meant. Okay.
yeah,
It was about what it
yeah,
meant.
finding the chosen one in a desert planet, and you have an even bigger Death Star about to blow up on other planets, and you have the death of an old guy. I'm like, this is you just redid the first film. Like what?
Listen, it was about what it meant for the universe. Okay, Star Wars was back. Okay.
Yeah. People just like to represent another start, really. But
Yeah.
going back to it
But
now,
again,
like we probably never should
yeah,
have started.
but again, that was from a neutral person standpoint on that, you know. So yeah. But all right then. I think we spent a good 4 minutes, yeah, jibber jabbing. You guys want to get started?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right then. Well, welcome to Comic Mechanic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Hey, I'm eating a red, white, and blue jelly tart right now, audience. So, yay!
Is it
And you're
custard
here.
filled?
Yes.
Oh hell yeah, I love custard donuts.
And you're here with me, Jake Tylenol, and I'm here to prove that devils cry pretty commonly. Okay, they're pretty big crybabies. Okay, the show should really be called Devil Man is a Crybaby. There you go.
You mean the devil is a crybaby? I feel like that would
There
be
you go.
better.
Nah, there's too many devils here. I
Yeah,
guess we
but
can't
then you
even call
already
them devils
referenced
anymore, can we?
another property with devils in it by saying Devil Man.
Yeah.
We can't even call them devils anymore, which that's the worst part. They're not even from hell.
Goddamn.
Break your wall here. And those demons from Mackay or Macau or whatever the fuck that guy said, they should probably stay there.
Damn,
That's right.
Racism. Okay.
Ooh.
You know what? Against demons, I'll say I am. I'll be the first person to hold up the sign. Okay.
Fair enough. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and yes, I am drawing a really hot version of a Vocaloid character who has a bug on his head. Don't worry about why I'm doing it. Just acknowledge that I am, and don't worry, besties, he is wearing a shirt, so tasteful gooning.
Hashtag. But yes, together we form the Fanatics and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And on our special Monday nights, it is media news. Yeah. So today we'll be talking about the Megan 2.0 trailer. I didn't know that many of us were into it, but you know we'll talk about it.
I think you mean Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, Megan's Day. And we'll be reviewing our tasteful gooning with Emma Frost, of course. We'll be taking a pit stop in not Red Glade City, New York City for the Devil May Cry anime. So turn your hands up. We'll also be talking about so many more topics, of which I forgot all about already. Oh, something Five Nights at Freddy's related, I guess. But yeah, all that said, we have an exciting night tonight. And we also have some socials. So
oh hi, I will put down my art in progress to tell you about the socials, because subscribe to us, please. And if enough of you guys subscribe, I'll convince these guys to set up a Patreon so that we can get money. Just kidding.
Yo.
But regardless, yeah, please subscribe to us. Make sure you turn on those notifications because that would be very nice. And then you will get a first-hand experience of how to tastefully goon. Okay? But if you just want to follow the Twitter, we have a Twitter. You can follow us at Comic Fanatic 69. Remember, it's Fanatic with a PH, okay? Not an F, a PH. Got it?
Mhm.
Cool.
We're ahead of our time
Anywhoosies.
after all, audience. So
Sometimes you might get some cool art. Most of the time, you're just gonna get the updates for when we're going live. This really depends on the mood. And anyways, if you don't want to follow the whole squad and you just want to follow little on me because you like my nasally ass voice and the shit I talk about personally, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at witch_of_Jotunheim. You can follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria, and you can follow me on Rednote/Xiaohongshu at Witch of Jotun, this time with a U. And just remember, guys, I do have commissions open. So as long as you're not weird in my DMs, you might be able to get a commission done. So yeah. If you want to find Austin, I heard that he was in Marvel Rivals, tastefully gooning over one of the characters. I don't
No,
know.
that's a lie. I'm not doing that. I'm talking
I also heard rumors that he's going to be in the new Megan movie and the FNAF movie, but I cannot guarantee anything at the moment. If you want to find Cryptid, he's in the same spot as always. And Jake.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
Where are you tastefully gooning this time in the multiverse?
I want to be a good place to goon, bro. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of good places to goon.
There are, but like, where do I want to be in the multiverse right now? I guess you have to put me somewhere. I'll go back to Red Glaive City. That's kind of where all the action is right now. So,
You just said all the action was in New York. You lying now?
right, all right, but I'm done there. It was boring. Well, it was okay. It was decent. Yeah. I want to go to Red Glaive.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's it.
But anyway, all right then, audience. I guess with that, we should get started tonight. So, all right. Who wants to announce this one?
Terminator 2 Megan's Day pops off, and it's just Terminator. That's it.
It's just Terminator with a coat of paint.
Yeah, audience.
I didn't even care for the first movie, and I saw this trailer. I was like, okay, it's on my Twitter feed. I'll watch it. Fuck it.
Yeah. The first movie, it does have some criticism against it because it kind of felt like it was trying its hardest to find its identity because it just felt like it was doing all the tropes you would associate with a killer doll movie, you know. But now here, it looks like they're going to just embrace the craziness that is Megan, you know? And I'm like all for it. You know, I know the first movie, people were saying we should have a crossover between Megan and Chucky. Nah, screw that. After this, I want to see a crossover between Megan and Terminator at this point, you know? So, yeah.
I mean, as a person who enjoyed the first film to a degree, I told Crit this. I told him when I posted the trailer, or I think he posted that comment immediately. There's no timeline where they would have gave this robot another body at their first film. There's no timeline where there should have been a sequel for this. There is no.
I think they just want more money.
Of course.
That girl almost murdered your niece, killed a lot of your friends, and almost killed you. And then you said, "If you behave, I'll put you in a new body."
No, remember what she exactly said, Austin. She was going to stick a pen up her cerebral cortex so that she would be forever paralyzed and not even be able to move her tongue. You know, like damn.
Them embracing the bitchiness and stuff and just going all in, probably the only thing they could have did to really save this franchise. Really?
Yeah.
Do his own thing.
I'm just laughing at the whole timeline of this. So you went from like what was supposed to essentially be a BFF robot, right, for a kid, to now like a full-on Alita battle angel right here. You know, like damn. But again,
I should read that manga. I should read Alita Battle Angel. Audience, if you want me to read Alita Battle Angel, please commission me.
Gotcha. I mean, the movie was pretty good too, which
Yeah, the movie did pretty well.
I know
Yeah.
it did pretty well, and I liked the
Yeah.
movie, but that's coming from the
Then-
person who has not read the manga, so
That's fair.
Oh, neither have I.
there's probably gonna
Funny
be
enough-
like people that are like, "What the
funny.
fuck was it?"
Funny
is
enough,
valid.
guys. Funny enough, guys. When I went to go see Alita Battle Angel, I was literally the only single guy there. Everybody who was in that theater was a couple. I'm like, wow, dang, this is kind of awkward, you know. But wow,
That seems like a you problem, not a me problem.
it was an audience.
I like the
of-
only thing I didn't like that made her eyes way too big for the model. I
It was
give
supposed
them
to
oh
represent-
look at anime eyes, but that's not.
Yeah.
That's a weird. It's a weird change. That's not in the books. That's not in the
Well,
comic.
at least we got to see what it looked like in real life, you know. So
Yeah, horrifying.
Is it for everybody, man? No. Is it for some? Yes. But yeah, going back to Megan, yeah, again, it's a good trailer. I'm definitely hyped to go see this movie now. Just the soundtrack of like Britney Spears' song playing in the background is just perfectly matched up with the insaneness that was Megan, And you know what? Screw it. Like if this does well, oh, I'm sure it's going to do well. We're going to get a third film, and at that point, you kind of have to. I think the next logical step will be to expand on a Megan's version of Ken, which is Bruce. Remember, Bruce?
Why you said that they're Meg versus Ken? They what?
I mean, because Megan's pretty much like a Barbie, a souped up Barbie doll at this point,
Which Pop is take his talk away. Don't let him say it, bro.
She was supposed to be mass produced, dude. She was a sales gimmick for girls. That's literally her first movie, man. Like,
Which take your piece right away.
Yo, I'm too busy drawing hot anime, man. Leave me alone.
Gotcha. So, you guys expecting? Are there anything you guys expecting from this film?
More gore, which probably would mean I would watch.
You think they're gonna do another dance scene?
Oh, of course, yes, man. Like, it's all. I swear that dance scene was probably the one clip that just put the first movie on the map. So. Oh yeah. So, hold a sec. Which just came out.
Okay, like I was trying to say before, StreamYard decided to be a bitch. So basically, there's probably gonna be a lot of gore, and then so that probably will mean I'm gonna watch it way later than everyone else because I have a weird thing about realistic gore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think the first one really had gore.
It had a little bit.
Yes, it did, Austin. Like specifically after that dance sequence, like
Yeah, I mean you gotta get cut, but I remember showing like the aftermath of it and stuff.
Yeah, but don't you also remember she ripped that boy's ear off?
Yeah, but that looked so fucking fake. That dude's ear looked like Play-Doh.
Oh yeah, that was pretty horrifying. Wait, didn't she kill a dog as well? I forgot.
Yeah, there's a neighbor's dog that bit Katie, or her girl's name was.
Yeah, Katie, that was her name. So yeah, there we go. Any final thoughts on this before we move on?
No, let's move on.
Do better, Jake.
All right, with that, audience, let's move on to the next topic.
Throw your hands up! Throw your hands up! Because we're here with the Devil May Cry anime. Now, Cryptid, I need you to know, before we get into this show had no drama beforehand. There was no controversy. There was no Twitter. There was there was the controversy about the voice actor, but that wasn't really his fault. And we are not really mad at him. But, other than that, this is it was saying all the right things. It was talking all the right verbs. Devil May Cry was on the way. We were all excited. And then the anime came out, and then fans were like, damn, did they play the games at all? Like what?
No, because Adi Shankar was like the guy behind this. So, and he was the reason why the Castlevania anime happened. So I kind of already had an idea of what this is gonna be about.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I hate this show, but I think I don't like it either. You know what I mean? Like, I like
it depends on the legacy the show has. If this show actually impacts DMC going forward, this is the worst show of all time. I'm saying that right now. There's going to be ifs, ands, but if the franchise as a whole fundamentally changes because of the popularity of the show, fuck the show.
It's true. Well, well, let's start off with like what the plot is. Our plot, we follow the wacky Wahoo pizza man Dante himself, as he is thrusted into a plot where people are trying to go after his mother's amulet, the only thing left behind him by his mother. But in chasing back this amulet, he finds out that there's more to his lineage than he first thought. Maybe he should have known a little bit more, but I guess not.
Maybe some should have been obvious.
Yeah, this should have been obvious, but I guess he's learned it. He's gonna learn it by gum. In the meantime, we have our secondary protagonist, Lady, who has been turned into a Resident Evil character in this universe, and
she's basically Jill.
And she's here to kill Dante and kill any demon that stands in her way. And so as far as the plot goes, I think, to understand why this is a weird Devil May Cry story, let me explain to you like what Devil May Cry the game is as a story. Devil May Cry is a soap opera that is about characters with an interesting world around it. It is not about the world. You don't need to know the political state of demonkind and the human affairs and how the humans feel about it. At the end of the day, we walk away from Devil May Cry. All that matters is Dante and any other character that was with Dante that adventure. You know what I'm saying?
Dante and kind of what his brother's doing.
Right. So this anime wants to be like, Cryptus, stop me if you heard this before. We need to talk about the political state of America.
Yay!
America bad.
Right. Which this isn't the first time we've been here. DMC Reboot actually did this, and the way they did it, I actually had no problem with, because at the end of the day, as mid of a story as that is, it was about Dante and Virgil and Kat. It just had those political themes attached to it. This story is like, no, you have to understand. It's about America. It's about the demon. Like, I'm like, okay, all right.
Because when I think of Devil May Cry, I think of American politics, right?
I'm just saying, I think you have to keep in mind. I know most of you guys have not seen the Castlevania anime, but from what I know, trust me, you're not going to be surprised if you did and you watch this at the same time with what they're doing.
No. I think you would be with the person who watched both.
I think.
Keep in mind, the same person who, basically was responsible for the Castlevania show, Adi Shankar, was also the reason for the Devil May Cry anime.
Yeah, but he also didn't look you in the eye, spit in your face, and tell you the whole reason for that the game is called that is wrong.
Yeah, let's get into that. So the reason, so in this plot, we have the demon world, and and they be demoning, and then like halfway through, you find out they'll be demoning, and they be killing people, like they don't care, and then halfway through, you find out that like actually no, in this universe, demons are like innocent refugee people. You see, the day Sparta woke up to justice and defeated the demon hordes and split off the demon world from the human world, he didn't think about all the innocent little demons that were in hell. I'm sorry, Mokai. That's what they call it, because you can't call it hell.
Apparently, that's what it always was called in Japan, by the way.
Yeah. Well, no, because that means underworld. It means the same thing. It's just in Japan. That's what it means.
Jeez, that's how Marvel did a bad allegory when they tried doing that with the vampires, but full-on demons from hell. Seriously, Jake? Wow.
Yeah, no, Austin, all Makai means in Japan is the demon world. That's all it means.
I know, but that's just them underworld for them isn't the same as hell is, like we consider hell.
Yeah.
Is there fire around the whole place?
No,
no.
There's gas.
Okay.
In the games, there are.
Do the demons have horns?
Yes, all of them.
Okay, are they red?
Some of
No,
them. Some of them.
Some of them. Okay, most of them. Okay, most of them. Okay,
no, it's not
okay.
most of
No,
them.
no,
Most
no.
of them
Some.
aren't red.
No,
It's
no,
just
just some of them are. Some. Some.
Okay, okay, just go on.
But
just
no,
go
but here's
on.
the thing. But you're right. Either way, they're all like. So in the show, just to wrap it up, like in the show, they're demon refugees. There are demons that are innocent that just want to have normal families and stuff. They're basically another evolved version of humans. They just evolved in a different spot. And this defeats the purpose of why the show is called, well, the game is called Devil May Cry. And the games, the title Devil May Cry is because it, as unlikely as it is, some demons rarely can have a soul. Dante is an example of this. Trish is an example of this. Virgil is an example. Nero, the list goes on. But these are few and far instances. One of the greatest instances in demon history was Sparta. His opening monologue says he woke up to justice. As in, like, one day he glitched out. He felt empathy for what he was doing. And he said, I don't want to kill humans anymore. That was rare. He didn't have an army of demons at his side. It was just him versus all of the demon underworld. Okay. That was how rare it was for a demon to betray anybody. So when you say that there is a whole society of demons and most of them aren't bad people, they're just misunderstood, you kind of defeat the purpose of the anime of the show. You know what I mean?
They also kind of applied that like he didn't know, but the whole thing with Sparta was like he was like the number 2 guy. You would definitely know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on this franchise, but it's called Devil May Cry, not Devil Will Cry.
Right, because it's unlike even Devil May Cry 3 is about that, because Dante isn't an emotional character until the end of that game. Like that game is about him finding his humanity. Like he thinks he has it, but it's about really him understanding what that is, accepting his heritage, finding a reason to actually fight, beyond just wanting to fight.
The idea that even a Devil May Cry was so
Right.
unbelievable. The lady who's in that game.
Yeah. So it's like, and even the first game, that was such a big moment. I mean, it's as funny and memeable as that scene is. When Dante's crying over Trish, or when Trish sheds a tear, that's a big moment. Like anytime a character sheds a tear in Devil May Cry, it usually means something big has happened. It's like a big character moment when someone sheds a tear. And so when you have characters like in the like just casual, like demons, just casually crying because they're being abused and shit like that, it's just like you're ruining it. You ruined it. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand.
They try to make it like a bad allegory for like the Middle Easterns and Americans invading them in their face on that and stuff. Like, bro, I understand. We have plenty of shows, animes all over the forth that about. You really picked the worst possible way to do it, and the worst franchise to do it with.
And so
then I'm trying to honor the games.
Right. It's not, it doesn't even understand why the games work. And then that's not even to count the character of Lady, who, like, the more I play Devil May Cry 3, the more I get people like just don't like this lady, bro. It's just like, well, first off, and Devil May Cry, like, and I will review that game I think next week if all goes well. But like, and Devil May Cry 3, Lady is an interesting character because she is the example of like, if Dante and Virgil weren't there, she would be the main character. She is a side character only because the main characters are that much cooler, basically. But like her story was basically like she's on a vengeance quest to avenge her, to kill her father who abused her and killed her mother when she was a child. And it's this story about basically like how it's a story about basically her letting go of her past and like her understanding her place in all of this as well, because there's multiple times where she runs into Dante and tries to fight him. And as badass as Lady is, don't get me wrong, there are scenes where Lady's just doing some like badass gun tricks and like fighting armies of demons. But when she gets to Dante, every time they fight, she stands no chance. She is panting and sweating for the first time in a fight, and Dante's just like, "Oh, that's all you got? That's all you're doing? Like that's it? You know what I mean?" That's their relationship, and it's eventually Lady having to give Dante her will, like, Dante, avenge my life for me, please, because I can't do it, and Dante has to accept that. That's like a powerful moment. In this show, that's thrown away because we don't have any of that. But that's like thrown in the background. She was abused. She was an abused victim by her father, but that's not really the conceit of her character. The conceit of her character is that she hates demons and she is being emotionally abused by the vice president of America, whose name is Bane, right? It's like Bane or something.
It's by Batman, by the way.
Played by Kevin Conroy. This is one of Kevin Conroy's last roles, by the way.
Oh,
he does a good job, though. I do like him in this role.
Okay.
But no, and Bane's character is like, man, in a better show, he would have been a great Devil May Cry character. He's so over the top. He fits in it as a Devil May Cry villain to be. Like, if you had a human as a Devil May Cry villain, it would be him. Where he's just like, there's a scene where everybody's on a plane and this guy's like, I'm gonna die, we're all gonna die, and he's like no, because God didn't want to kill me. If I'm going to die, it's because God willed it, so I know I won't die here. Like, okay, bro. Whatever. And that's his whole character. He's a right-wing religious nut who's obsessed with God, and he's obsessed with purifying the demon world. So
he's not using humans for his own benefits. Then he came to work with God.
Right. And so and his relationship with Mary is like he's taking the role of Arkham as the emotionally abusive mentor to Lady, but it doesn't go anywhere yet because we're still waiting for season 2 for that to happen.
Oh yeah, we have to bring it up. So in 3, the whole story starts because of her dad. They cut out literally almost everything about her father. Her backstory. Right. He still keeps her mom like he did in the game. But other than that, the whole crux of the story, the tower, humans trying to get the power of the devils, all that stuff, was Arkham's story. And they either gave half of it to the money, like him trying to open the demon world up and stuff like that, or they just cut it out.
Right. And we'll get to the bunny in a minute because she's actually tied to White Rabbit. But I think just to wrap up, I think my problem with Lady, a lot of people bring up this point, and this is me, like, I'm still a relatively new Devil May Cry fan. So I haven't been in it like I am with Sonic, where I understand the nuances of these characters. But I do hear fans complain about this, and I do have to like agree when I understand what Lady was supposed to be. Devil May Cry, actually, like, the conceit of the characters is that we can make cool characters that don't smoke, curse, or have to like do anything that was obviously cool, like edgy cool. They can just be cool without these things. And Lady curses like a fucking So Lady curses like a fucking sailor. And I think people equate her to how Vizzy Pop writes Has Been Hotel. I haven't seen the series. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I get what people mean, because when I started noticing that Devil May Cry, like, Lady has so many badass scenes and so many badass things to say, but she never once says a curse word. And I thought that was, and now that I'm paying attention to it, that actually is really cool. So I do understand why people think that's like a letdown.
People think about trying to go on about how, well, if she had a abusive or dramatic childhood, they might curse more. Like, yeah, but it doesn't matter because the game did too, and they didn't cuss. It was just a choice I made that doesn't fit.
Yeah, and even people are also mad, rightfully so, I feel, about even the reason she's called Lady is just because Dante calls her Lady, which is only true on a surface level. And Devil May Cry 3, Dante doesn't call. I just saw the cutscene too. Dante only starts calling Lady because her real name is Mary, but Lady doesn't call herself Mary. Like she because that's the name tied to her abuse. So she doesn't refer to herself as a name anymore. And when Dante asks her what's her name, she doesn't give an answer. She says, I don't have one. I don't care. And he just says, okay, I'm just going to call you Lady. And by the end of the game, when her story arc is finished and she's recovered from her abuse and all that, she just goes by that new name because Mary it doesn't mean anything to her anymore. But in this game, she goes by Mary constantly. Everyone but Dante calls her Mary. So you got rid of that cool aspect of her character, I feel.
Yeah, I hate when they take away the freaking nuances about characters in these types of shows. Going back to Castlevania, because like there's a lot of similarities about it. They took a lot of the nuances away from some very important characters. Like for some of them, I understand because they only had like sprites to work with, like NES to work with, but like some of these characters show up in later games where they have a lot of plot. Like they kind of took away some, like a lot of the their characteristics from like characters like Alucard and Trevor and Hector specifically. for like no reason. I don't know why, but like I don't know. They just like changed things about these characters that I really did not like. But I know this is about Devil May Cry and not Castlevania. But since Adi Shankar was a part of both productions in some way, shape, or form, I feel like you need to bring that up.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a great point to bring up because I think the issue mainly is because I think he did watch it. There are things that happen in the show where I'm like, okay, clearly you know something about the games, but I think it's more like it's like if I play Devil May Cry 3, it's like the first time I watched Devil May Cry 3. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't really understand a lot of what was happening. I knew who I got the plot, but I didn't really understand like the deeper themes until like I kept watching it because I liked it that much. I think it's more like he just saw it once and he was just like, oh, I got it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't. This show reeks of like, I want to tell my story, but I want to pay homage, but I don't understand why things were the way they were in the games. I just watched the story and I thought it was cool. So like, I guess I get it. And again, and even pointing out another thing that's a problem too, and this is a problem that this is going to segue into Dante. Lady is inconsistently powered, or at least either her or Dante are. One of the two is just overpowered or underpowered. Lady's first interaction with Dante, she beats him in a fight, and I'm like, hell no. I know this is Dante before he gets his double trigger, but even in Devil May Cry 3, he only loses 3 times, and none of them are to humans. He loses to a demon general at one point, which I didn't even know. I just beat that boss fight. Apparently, Dante did lose to that demon general, so whatever. But he lost to a demon general, he lost to his brother, and he lost to the clown, but the clown, he was warned now for fighting his brother. So those are the only 3 times Dante ever loses. Anytime he fights Lady, again, Lady's a badass. Don't get it twisted. But she's not Dante's level, even before and after his power-up. And the first time they meet and like Lady's outsmarting him, even though she's not overpowering and she's outsmarting him, that doesn't even work either because it's like it's a misunderstanding of who Dante is. Like, it's like how people like
don't want to about the fact that she had so much more tech that she didn't have the rest of the series.
Yeah, they give her like so like for some reason humans are overpowered too. They have these like anti-demon weapons that are very effective, I guess, for some reason. But even in a fight, they say that like they play it off as like Dante's just not as smart of a fighter, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Dante acts like an idiot, but I promise you, he's very intelligent. He might not be able to fix your laptop, but like he can solve puzzles. He can like he's a very battle smart person. Like he's very like intuitive when it comes to fights and when it comes to like his situational awareness. That's kind of why like that's what like when you see him you won't like when you actually play the games you actually see how smart and intelligent he really is and how wise he can be. So like he shouldn't be losing fights to Lady, especially when his mother's amulet's on the line, because in the games the only one who could take that amulet from him was his brother, someone who was on equal par with him essentially. And then going into Dante, characterization wise, he's not terrible, but the thing is, like, he's played by an actor who plays another main character in the series. They couldn't get the original voice actor for Dante back, so they got Johnny Young Bosch, who voices Nero, who is the son of Virgil, the nephew of Dante.
Famous power.
Yes, and Johnny Young Bosch at the beginning does a good job. Apparently, he didn't know he was voicing Dante, but he does like a decent job. I didn't even really register with me it was Nero till a little bit later. Even though it wasn't the same voice. And then at some point he starts sounding exactly like Nero. The closer you get to the ending.
People don't know Johnny Young Bosch. He only has 2 voices that he can do. So he has like 5 characters all sound the same. Each go from Bleach, Lelouch, Code Geass, and like 3 others. And they all have the same voice as Nero.
Yeah. Now Dante's biggest problem is they changed one thing about his backstory that makes it just nonsensical. Dante knows he's basically bulletproof. He knows he has fast regeneration. He knows he's faster than any other human alive. He knows he has insane levels of power that nobody can have. But for some reason, he doesn't know he's a demon. Even though
his first scene is being shot at by 7 different people, dodging the bullets in like bullet time, Matrix type shit, dodging all of them, and then he gets next to them on some Deadpool stuff, shoots where they're shooting at, and say, "What are we shooting at? before they realized he wasn't there.
Then later in that scene, a shotgun hits him in the chest point blank, and he just heals, like on some Deadpool shit. But he's like, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a human. Like, what are you? Like, what? In the games, Dante always knew he was a demon. His father was Sparta. Like, he grew up with his dad in his life. He just didn't like him. The problem he had was like he didn't like his demon half. He was a self-hating demon. He just hated the demon side of him. Dante is a humanist. He's the ultimate humanist. Cryptid, you'd love Dante because if he was in the Eternals movie, he just killed the Eternals. All right, I'm just telling you right there. That's how much he loves humanity. Okay.
Okay.
So when he's told, so when half of him, so his demon self, he just hates. He said it before in the anime, and I don't know if you were here. I don't think you were there that week. There's an episode in the original DMC anime that is canon. This one isn't, but the old one is. And he says perfectly fine, like, I don't have a problem with killing demons. I will kill demons without regret. Humans, I don't care how bad they are. I will try to avoid killing them if I can, because that's how much I care about humanity. That's basically what it is.
He's like, fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna save humanity out of spite.
Right, even though his dad
disappeared and he realized his dad was murdered.
Right. Yeah. And all of Devil May Cry 3 is him just talking shit about his dad. Like, I didn't notice this while I was playing the game, but like every time he fights a boss and they keep talking about his dad, he's just like, man, why you gotta talk about my dad, bro? Why you gotta hear about? I don't gotta hear about my dad, bro. He's such an asshole. Like, he doesn't say it like that, but that's kind of the subtext of what he's saying. Like, he has no respect for his dad, and that's what that story's about. In the anime, though, Dante never met his dad. And for some reason, his mom never told him or Virgil he was half demon for some reason, which is insane. Why wouldn't you? That doesn't make any sense.
She gave him the key. Okay, so the amulet thing you brought up earlier is two halves of the key to Underworld. She gave it to 2 8-year-olds and didn't tell them what it was for, or that they were demons, or that demons going to come try to kill them one day. She didn't tell them shit.
Right. And the story, and instead of the story becoming about Dante accepting that he is the son of Sparta, like there's a great line in 3. Oh my god, I can't wait to review 3. Where he just finally accepts it. Like, we are the sons of Sparta. Within each of us is his blood, but more importantly, his soul. Like that's a powerful moment of like Dante just finally accepting his father's heritage. And you can't really have that because in this show, the moment he finds out his dad is Sparta, he's like, "Oh, my father's Sparta. He was a great man. He was a great man."
About it.
So, it's a very like it rushes his character arc. He has no time to really process it. Once he's told he's a demon, he only hates it for like an episode until he realizes he's the son of Sparta, and he's like, "Oh, I'm okay with it because he was a hero." Sure, whatever. And then Dante has inconsistent power levels in the games. Again, I gotta bring it up. Dante is overpowered. That's the point. I know people want to be like, we have to make everything relatable. No. But like, no. Like, if you're gonna do Devil May Cry, Dante is overpowered.
You want to know? Okay, you talking about this reminds me. Like, you can have overpowered characters that are likable. Like, a good example is Alucard from Hellsing. He's overpowered as shit. And they don't try to dumb it down or anything. Like, when they did depower him is because he didn't have enough blood. But that I just thought I'd bring that up.
Well, no, that's actually a good point.
Likeable, overpowered characters.
That's a good point because in the anime, that's usually. I mean, in the games, that's usually what happens. Like, if Dante's going to lose, it's because he's tired because he fought somebody who was actually a challenge to him. There's rare exceptions where he just flat out loses, but mainly it's because he's tired.
So I think his healing factor, while great, it can get burnt out over time. And you like.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in this anime, he's getting caught off guard again by humans. I don't think he loses a single fight to a demon except for one, but where he needs help. But most of his losses are to humans, and he gets captured by normal people. It's like, this isn't Dante. I'm sorry. I don't care if he doesn't have his double trigger yet. And then finally we had the White Rabbit, who I don't know the story in the manga. Also, I probably know it better. But
wait. Can you talk about the demon arm stuff? Because that's actually starting to aggravate me.
You mean like how he doesn't get any?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the thing.
The devil arms in this show. So all your famous weapons people like to see, they're probably not going to see them.
Yeah, in the games, Dante has a habit of because he gets bored. Because the thing about Dante is he's so overpowered that he wants to experiment a lot. So he'll pick up a new weapon and he'll just try it just for fun. And we don't get that here. He doesn't even have his signature guns. I know those look like his 2 guns from the games. They're not. They're just random guns he has. I'm sure we'll get in season 2, but whatever. He only has his father. He only has his. Well, he has his sword. And then he has to get his father's sword. And he temporarily wields 2 of the swords from 3, but then he puts them away really quickly. But he never gets a chance to do that. But yeah, so we have the White Rabbit, and he's the main villain of the story. And he's the one who introduces the whole like demons are like, you know, they're refugees, they're immigrants, and we try to bring them to America, and the Americans kill them all. And that plot, I mean, he's okay. I love his voice actor. I don't think I had a strong attachment to him. I thought he was just like
they said, America, it was ladies' team specifically. That's how he tied into the ladies situation.
Yeah. So he was a kid who fell into the White Rabbit to the old bunny rabbit trail. Yes, and he went to Mackay. He learned how bad it was. He grew up, and then he made a device somehow in hell. There was I don't know how he made that shit, and he used it to get back to the human world. Once he gets to the human world, Lady finds his refugees, and even though she should be smart enough to understand these are innocent people, she kills them all anyway. And gets them killed, and then he's like, "Fuck you, lady, I hate you." And then he wants to kill her and her whole agency. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really have much to say about him because he's kind of just that's it. There's really not much.
People kind of love him, but like for what it's worth, I think it's fine. In the manga, he was okay too, but I kind of forgot about him for the show brought him up again. To be honest.
Yeah. So but yeah, so I think that all that said, those are all my major complaints. There are the things I do like about the show. I want to speed run them.
You forgot about the music.
Oh right, the music choices. This is an example of why you don't reference things for the sake of referencing. Cryptid, we talked about this with Sonic 3. It is more prevalent here. When you're referencing something, you have to understand why it worked in the first place. You can't just throw it in there for the fans. It makes it cheap. You make it look lame. And so in this case, there are a lot of visual references that work, like Lady and Dante's first meeting. They do the iconic Dante and Lady exchange bullets in the air, and Dante's blocking her bullets with his bullets. They do that. That's fine. And then they do like music references, but these references more or less don't work. Bury the Light is not a song for Virgil when he first shows up. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's the song that plays when he comes back. Okay, that's the Return of Virgil song. Then they do one that's just insulting, where Dante awakens his Devil Trigger, and they don't play his theme song from Devil May Cry 3. They play his nephew's theme song from Devil May Cry 5. It's like
you expect an Adi Shankar production to accurately play the right music for these characters. I will still never forgive in I think season 4 when they played Bloody Tears for the Castlevania 3 game. Like the crew. It's like, this is based off Castlevania 3. Play any of those songs, you motherfucker. Bloody Tears is a Simon song.
Right. Well, to be fair, I believe he did that because fans kept begging him to do that dumb shit. And I was mad at them.
Yeah.
Oh, they asked him to do
before he did it, people was already like editing like the opening song to be Bloody Tears and all that other stuff. Like they were begging him to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's like, motherfucker. Castlevania 3 has some of the best soundtrack in the entire fucking franchise, and you couldn't have picked one of those fucking songs. Like, I could have thought of 3 different songs they could have chose, but no one wants to listen to me and my ideas.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 3 is the soundtrack you want to take for this, because this is mainly about like it's just Devil May Cry 3, but we just didn't do the plot. Like it's the same.
He played theme one time.
Right. So like yeah, which again, Lady seems like great. I heard a little bit of it while I was playing Devil May Cry 3 today. But it's great. Yeah, and yeah. But outside of that, we do get some like I shit you not, guys, because he really wants to show that he's hip with the 2000s crowd. There is an episode that is just like I counted it. I looked at the timer. It's a 14-minute AMV. There's a whole episode that's just 14 minutes of an AMV, that's playing Evanescence Afterlife.
Dude, that song was actually pretty good. I actually like that song.
The song, the 4-minute version is good. Stretched out for 14 minutes. No.
And so yeah, but the things I do like in the show, like, again, as much as Dante is not like, our Dante's art isn't great, I have the most fun when I'm with him, which is good. But sometimes I forget he's Dante and I just think he's Nero, which I think is a problem, but I do enjoy the character of Nero, so there you go. One thing I do enjoy is the action scenes. While they're not quite Devil May Cry peak, they are better than the last animes. There's a great fight where Dante has to go through a whole boss battle where he's fighting 100 enemies. Well, not 100, but he's fighting a lot of enemies and a boss, but he can't get scratched. Like, if he bleeds, he effectively loses. And it's a really great fight that takes place in the human world, the demon world, and like Dante has to think of clever ways to just
that's how good it was.
Yeah. So there's also a cool motorcycle chase scene I really enjoyed as well. And again, also brought it up, but the fight with the human mercenary group, really fun. It's a really fun fight, even though it's calling back to Devil May Cry 3 a lot, but it's really fun. So action wise, it's great. It ends on a oh wait, I forgot.
Yeah,
really Virgil's in this show, and we have to change voice actors immediately. I'm sure that whoever's playing him is a nice guy. And I'm not one to say, like, I'm not going to say that no one else can do Virgil's voice but the one from the game. I'm not that type of guy. But I'm telling you, you got to find A-class talent, because Virgil's voice in the games is damn near, I would say, perfect. I don't know what you could fix, honestly. It's the perfect voice.
Maybe if you're lucky, they will actually bring back the original voice actor for Virgil.
Maybe. But I wanted to bring this up too, because I was listening to his dialogue and where he's like, Virgil is a hype character, but he doesn't speak in hype quotes. He just has really good lines. You know what I mean? He's not like the song "I Am the Storm That Is Approaching." That is not him saying that. That is just the song saying that. He would never say something like that. You know what I mean? In the anime, he has a line where he's like, "There is a coming storm approaching.
They're not ready for the storm that's approaching, and I am the storm." That's just so bad.
Right. It's like, Virgil speaks like an edgy character, yes, but there is an art to how he speaks. It's very simple dialogue, but it's played very well. And also, another thing about Virgil, which I know they're going to butcher, is that when he's with Dante, he does not act edgy. He's edgy, but he acts very playful. Like, he doesn't like
Shadow's first appearance.
Yeah, like
he's kind of enjoying himself. Like, isn't the hedgehog here?
Yeah. When Virgil fights Dante, he loosens up a little bit. Like, he starts playing. Like, there's like a line where he's like joking with Dante. He's like, "Maybe I'll cut your blood so I can break Daddy's little spell." You know, something like that. It's a really good line. It's so he banters, and so I'm afraid they're not going to do that part, because I don't think he understands why Virgil works. And also his character motivation changed to a disgusting degree. I don't know if I can ever get behind it. Because now he is a willing servant of Mundus, which is a slap to the face of the character completely. But I think it's just because they're gonna have Dante be the human's knight and Virgil's gonna be the demon's knight, and I'm like, you're gonna really water down what Dante.
They should have had Virgil take the place of White Rabbit then.
Right. But even then,
Moses trying to lead them to safety, and Dante, the advocate for humanity, trying to protect them from the incoming demon threat that they never believe is going to come. I'm a little bit more interested in sucking up the daddy Mundus for more power.
But I do think that it does kind of ruin Virgil's, because it waters it down. It turns him to Magneto almost. And Virgil is so much more than that. Virgil is a very traumatized character. To the point where Devil May Cry 5 is literally about healing his trauma. Like 3 introduces it, 5 is about fixing it, because it is just really runs deep within his character. He's not a good person. He doesn't do anything for altruistic reasons. He has goodness in him, but it's really just about himself and protecting himself from more trauma. That's all his character is about. So making that like, I want to save the demons because our father was wrong, and even him just spitting in the face of his father is just it's not even the same character. Like, Virgil idolizes his
father. Embraced his father's path, and Dante was one who rejected it. And 3 was both of them coming to terms with who they are and their place in the world in the same sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, other than that, but guess what? The anime ends. Spoiler alert: America invades the demon world, which also could never happen because Mundus would never allow that
Yeah.
shit in the game.
You
If you
know,
don't-
the funny thing
what?
about that, the funny thing about this that is that sounds scarily what would happen in real life. Like they would try to do that shit.
That's
If they-
fine. I have no problem with that. But it just wouldn't go off because the main guy who runs the demon world is too strong for America, bro. Okay, that's really the issue.
Real quickly, when the White Rabbit himself fell in, Monday probably would have had him killed.
Right.
So
I
Monday is that omnipresent and strong that he knows everything's going on in Demon World. That he had to be skilled specifically enough in a really specific way. And he was still doing it.
I showed Austin the scene yesterday in Devil May Cry 1. This dude was like the wrath of God in the Old Testament, bro. That's how strong Mundus is, bro. Like, So, like, America, you can come in with your little jets and everything, but like he'll just shoot it out the sky, like with his mind, bro, from all the way in his palace.
It's like the worst part is like another thing this game did that confused me. So do you see the demons right here, right?
Yes.
Don't you know, 2 of them are from the 3rd game, and the other 2 are for some reason from the 5th game, 5th and 4th game.
Almost like
So the one up there, the one with the wings and the sword, that the person there's named Cavalier Angelo, and that one's only made because the Virgil gets kidnapped and turned into Nero Angelo, and he makes that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like him being here threw everything off for me. And then the plant one has like no reason to be here at all either.
No, she's about the Hellgates and shit. She's a guardian of the Hellgate.
Yeah, it doesn't exist here.
Right.
Fan service just for the sake of fan service.
Yeah, so
it kind of feels like the guy realized he got the actor for Nero after he already casted him, and he was like, "Let me look at that game. What's Nero's about?"
Yeah. So all that to say to wrap it up, it's not like terrible. I'm sure the people who don't play the games that will enjoy it, but if you go play the games right after this, you're not gonna feel. It's not gonna be the same feeling. I promise you. You're gonna feel like you're playing something different.
I think like a lot of people's complaints about this show can tie back to the original Castlevania show, and I know that like I keep bringing it up, but there's a lot of similarities to it that I feel like is important to bring up.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. I haven't seen the Devil May Cry show, maybe because I didn't really grow up with Devil May Cry. I never really got into it because I was a Castlevania person. So yeah. I just wanted to bring that up. If you have complaints with the first Castlevania series, you're gonna have complaints about this. That's my take on it.
Yeah, but that's everything. I'm not gonna recommend it, but you know, if you want to watch it, go ahead.
I will say, it is kind of. No, just let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I've never seen any media that ever takes the approach of like powered individuals being allegories for a certain group of people in real life.
No.
I've never seen that work out good in any attachment before.
You remind me. That's what I was going to bring up. I understand everyone wants to make a point about America at every point now.
Yeah.
But the idea behind these shows and these games and stuff was still stylish escapism.
Yeah.
I don't need you throwing America in my face every time we do something in America.
It's like I already look at the news, guys.
Yeah.
I already know they try to put tariffs on penguins. I know.
Yeah, this show was made in America. Why are you telling me stuff I already know?
In the games, America doesn't exist really. Like it's again, none of the cities are like real cities.
We don't focus on anything like that. Though.
We don't. I mean, I guess to say we don't go to real cities in Devil May Cry. It's either like Reglay City, Fortuna, Temple de Grata, Melee Island. You know what I mean? They're not real places.
But anyway, guys, like we're almost at the 1 hour mark, and we haven't even finished 2 topics. So, any final thoughts on this before we have to move on, man?
Yeah, watch it if you want. I'm not recommending it.
Gotcha. All right then. All right, then, audience. I guess with that, we'll move on to the next topic. Let me bring it up.
Okay, Gooners, you ready for this?
No, let Crypto go. He wanted this picture. Go ahead.
What? No, I guess if nobody wants to say it, I'll say it. So, Emma Frost's Marvel Rivals trailer. Yeah, I mean, hey, we all kind of knew Emma Frost was the safe bet in being the next character to be added to the game, and here she is.
Can I give my
She
thoughts
looks
on her
and acts
character?
like. Go ahead. The Chun-Li legs.
No, that's not my problem. My problem is her actual outfit itself. So I think there's too much blue. If you know anything about Emma Frost, she's mostly known for wearing whites and silvers, sometimes black, which is in her alternate skin, which I'll get into that in a little bit. But I feel like the giant X's on her boots kind of ruins the rest of the outfit, because if you see like a front-facing version of her outfit, you can see that she already has an X there. You don't need to put X's all over you just to prove that you're an X-Men. Like, we know.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree because the color scheme reminds me too much of Sue Storm. I think that's my
exactly. And like you have Dazzler here too, who also has blue.
Well, that's because they're obsessed with putting women in
color.
white and blue, though.
There's too much blue, and I already saw people do redesigns of Emma's outfit where they just completely make it white and silver, and that works for Emma because that's her thing. Like the blue lipstick is fine because have that pop of color, but like I feel like just strictly white and silver for the main look works best.
Those people can buy the recolor, not the alternate.
Her alternate outfit, she brought back the bachelor top, which if you don't know what that means, so there's an artist out there who has a very specific idea for what he likes to put the female characters in. It covers the areolas. That's all I gotta say. But there's like a giant
person who would work
there's
with,
like a giant T right there that exposes everything else. But it does cover the areolas, so luckily it's able to be shown in comic books.
Gotcha. I mean, I was surprised that they specifically went for the when they do like the victory poses at the end, or right? They specifically did the one where she was training to fight Black Bolt. The one where she falls off the cliff and times herself.
That's what the outfit's from.
Yeah, that. Oh, okay. There you go. I mean,
the outfit's the one that leads right into Venomverse Inhumans. I mean, X-Men vs. Inhumans.
Yep. That's the one. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. But, I didn't think they were going to reference that, but okay, good for them.
People were mad and stuff about her thighs and stuff like that. But like the reason they did that is because they had to buff her up anyway to justify her having bigger hit boxes, because she's a tank, and tanks have to guard their whole team. So she couldn't really be small, but also didn't want her to like end up being She-Hulk or something.
For real. And I mean, I like that. That's a very interesting take on her character. So that's pretty cute. But my main complaint about Emma was her costume. Like, I also don't really like the amount of like the gemstones on there. Like, I get it. Her name's Emma Frost, and she could turn into diamonds. But I feel like when she turns into her diamond form, it's like too much.
No, to be fair, when she turns her diamond form, that changes to something else too.
But like, you see my point, right? You see my point.
I know. I understand. For people who don't like this color scheme here, for 600 coins, you get the other one. I'm not talking about her black fit. Every character comes with already like recolor. So like Susan Storm came in where she had white and blue, so her recolor was the first family, the all blue, and then kind of white suit before she got metal. So her other color, a little bit more official Emma Frost look.
But it's not my favorite, but I do like it. I just wish that it was a little like some tweaks needed to be made, but I don't hate it. Also, that cute little line, like voice lines between her and Jeff, were super cute.
Remember, like, audience,
if like Jeff faints, she's like, "No, my baby."
Remember, audience, in the comics, Emma Frost wanted to turn Jeff into her purse.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep trying to make it seem like everyone loves Jeff. Most of these characters are not like
keep in mind, they keep trying to fuck over Namor in this game, but I'm not gonna get it. This is not a Namor.
To be fair, the dialogue they chose for Namor, where he's hitting her up and she's falling for it, and then he brings up Sue Storm. It's something that actually happened.
Dude, that
Yeah.
pisses me the fuck off. They need to stop doing that. They need to fucking
Namor
stop doing that.
can't go out his way talking to a blonde and not bring up Sue Storm.
It's like I blame John Byrne. I blame John Byrne for that. Like I could blame him for a lot of my problems.
I want, I want Emma to
When
be like,
writers keep bringing that up, it's like, bro, he has been married twice and has other love interests. Leave it be for 5 seconds.
I want him to be like,
seconds. I'm over it.
I want him to be like, so at the end of this, I really want to sue Dr. Doom for it. Sue? Huh? Oh, yeah, sue.
So, Jake, you reminded me too. So in the trailer for this, where you see this outfit and stuff for the first time, Dr. Doom and Namor just casually at Krakoa, by the way.
Damn.
I mean, no. Dr. Doom and Loki are casually talking in the crowd on Krakoa. When she's like, welcome to Krakoa, everybody, before Ultron attacks. Doom 299 and Loki just get talking.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like, no one's trying to like fight this dude, stop this situation. Like, and we beat him right now. Marvel Rivals is over. Get someone do something.
They're just chatting, dude. They're just chatting. They're just trying to
He's destroying the multiverse, the whole plot of the game.
Well, one piece of chat I'm not going to look forward to of Emma is her and Captain America. Because I know dang well they're
Wasn't
going
there voice lines about that?
Their voice lines were pretty good though. It was her hitting on him being like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this. They didn't reference that mommy thing. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
They don't mention it, but they did. There is some voice lines between her and Groot that were pretty cool because she was reading his mind, and so he's actually like, we can actually understand what he's saying more than I am Groot. Which
they stole that from the Jean Grey book, the young one when she went to space.
I recall that.
But it's literally the same dialogue. Him hyping her up.
Groot is apparently a chatterbox audience. Be thankful he only says 3 words. So.
Is the Ultron topic also in this, or do I have to wait till later?
No, you go talk about the Ultron topic a part of this. Here, let me bring up the picture.
So yeah, Emma's great. Her powers, what you expected. She had a diamond form. She can grab and slam you, which pretty much stops your ultimate if you get you in time.
Yeah.
Her diamond form, impervious to damage. She has mind control, all this other stuff. I was interested in how they're going to do it, and they did it pretty well, just mainly her ultimate. They gave her the Scarlet Witch attack, which is going to be annoying for a tank.
Her mind control is going to be stuns.
Her mind control is a widespread thing that makes everyone walk towards her, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's really crazy. But so the Discord. The reason I wanted to talk about this was so bad because I go on TikTok. I look at the Marvel Rivals, Marvel Snap stuff because I do that. I play those games.
Yeah.
When I tell you every comment I saw, every TikTok person I saw was confused how Ultron beats Magneto. And I had to look them. I had to get into a live and tell this dude, you realize Magneto loses to a robot every other goddamn story.
Yeah.
If he's not banging Charles, he's doing something else.
Yeah. Remember,
X-Men, no matter how much you want to hype them up, how much you love them, their biggest threats is a goddamn laser beam at the end of every goddamn time. People were genuinely mad and crying and making videos about how Ultron should not beat Magneto. Like he's not above every signal that Magneto fights and have beaten him.
Oh man. You give Magneto the feat of tilting the Earth one time because of magnetism, and he's supposed to be God mode.
He is an Omega level mutant. You gotta remember.
Yeah. We'll see him and Stone do some crazy feats, and they lose to a laser butt signal in the next book. All right, so we got to stop acting like their durability is all that.
Glass cannons, audience. Glass cannons. You're talking about Storm, who has the body of a skinny woman, and Magneto, who literally is an old man. Let's not forget about that.
Did you see the ending screens for the Krakoa maps?
No, I didn't.
I saw them.
If Ultron wins, he just takes over. Natural. If he loses, they I think someone cuts off his head.
I think it's
Wolverine.
What he does is
Wolverine. They cut off his head, and he reattaches his head to Cerebro, and he takes over Cerebro and rebirths into Krakoa stuff. So now it's a Rebro Ultron.
Oh wow. Oh okay. That's pretty dope.
So that's most likely going to be his first alternate skin in the game as well when he shows up.
Dude, that just gives me an idea for a future storyline in X-Men
Ultron
comics.
taking over Sentinel should have been a story. I don't know how this is not a thing already.
Oh, screw the Sentinels, man. Have Ultron try getting that, what's her name, Danger as his next bride.
Hey, he don't want to
Also,
danger
he
him. We're
wouldn't
not
be able to
downgrading.
do that with Krakoa anyways because Krakoa is not a thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he still gets the Rebro, the helmet. Xavier still had
but
the
I
dumb thing for some
think
reason.
still Charles is
It's such a simple sort of melding of designs too, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it looks
glad
dope.
that they went with his comic accurate design and didn't try to merge it with the MCU. That makes me happy.
What are you talking about? They did merge with MCU.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They did their
Yes,
own
they
thing.
did. You look at shoulder blades, so there's all MCU. That's not from the comic.
Still, regardless.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But
why the
anyway.
fuck am I missing this piece? What the fuck?
But we haven't seen his moveset. We know he's going to be a strategist, so that means, healer. He's basically going to be a healing, summoning Iron Man. He can fly like Iron Man, but he summons drones to heal and attack at the same time.
Gotcha.
It's stuff like that.
This might be my next character right here, audience Ultron. As fun as it is to play Punisher, I kind of have to expand my roster. So, yeah.
So, Crypto, I just wanted to talk to Chris. I'll tell you, every comment I saw was people confused how Magneto didn't beat Ultron just because his power is madness. And I'm like, you really think Ultron walked into Krakoa and then didn't think that he was going to fight Magneto?
Okay, keep in mind, audience, if it was that easy to beat a robot, to beat robots in general, Magneto would have dealt with it a long time ago. Just like Magneto could have gotten rid of the Nazi problem in Marvel a long time ago, but he never does. So
he needs to give other people a chance to beat up Nazis. He can't keep them all to himself, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to I guess we can do this too. When it comes to outfits for Ultron, I want to do Infinity Ultron, obviously from What If. You got to, you have to.
Oh, that's peak Ultron right there, audience.
That outfit is perfect. That outfit is perfect. Other than that, I would say Annihilation Conquest, and then maybe his current outfit with the wings and stuff from the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, where he the gospel
of Ultron. For Emma, you got to do her classic look. You don't probably just do the pants. You don't have to do the No, they probably is going to do the bikini bottom, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But you got to get that one.
Them, they might, but I'm not.
Yeah, we seen that Malice outfit. They're not going to shy away from it.
Remember, Emma's the Victoria's Secret model costume sort of character. So
you have so many great options to do for Emma. So you have options.
We need her
I know this is not about Emma,
dress.
but this is about alternate skins. So I was talking with someone on Twitter about potential alternate skins, and I brought up that we should potentially do either the Cancerverse, do something with that, or you could do the zombies. And then they were like, no more zombies. Do the Cancerverse. And
I'm do zombies for Halloween.
But everyone does zombies though. Switch it up every once in a while.
Because no one wants to think about heroes and cancer.
No, but the Cancerverse is different than what you think it is.
No, I know what the Cancerverse is. That doesn't change. People don't like to think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kill death, and then everything just doesn't die.
Exactly. That's why they shouldn't have called it the Cancerverse. That's the problem. That's why people don't like to talk about it.
Looks like a fish man. He is an actual fish man.
I think you do Marvel's zombies only because the reworks you can do to some of the moves, the little special game modes, can be kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I think it would be interesting to try something different. For Cap, I already know that they're gonna do Werewolf Cap. We know this.
Catwolf, yes. But be fair, with them just having a whole vampire event with outfits and stuff, and vampire outfits, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Switch it up every once in a while.
Cool. But anyway, so you can switch it up.
Wait. For Emma, the last thing I want to say, for Emma, I really want them to do her original look. I'm talking about the brown hair, all that stuff. I want
teenage Emma, yeah. I want them to before she said in a Donna British accent.
I want them to shatter the delusion and just show the full, true Emma Frost. as an adult.
As like a
So you
teenager.
take
Yeah,
away
I'm
some
down.
of the
I'm
thighs,
down
take
for
away
that.
the hips, take away the breast, take away her hair color, take away her lip color. You like just be this random
Just make
shit.
her into like an insecure teenager. But we need to have a mention for Astrid Bloom, who is the person who like got her to be where she is. So just remember that we need to have her in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would love to see that.
Cool.
That would be great.
But
Honestly,
anyway,
I'm down for that.
gotcha. But anyway, for sake of time, I think we should probably move on to the next
Yeah,
topic,
that's
guys.
good.
Yeah. So, all right
Just
then.
remember, audience. Remember to goon respectfully. Okay.
Gotcha.
That's today's listen.
All right.
Anyways,
All
the
right.
FNAF 2 teaser trailer. I'm not gonna keep this quick because there's not too much to talk about, but we do get the toy animatronics. It's for some reason we have like a FNAF themed fucking carnival. For
Yeah, I
some
don't know what the
reason,
fuck.
I don't know, but
The shit
I'm
was going
excited.
bankrupt, and now they got a carnival.
I don't know, man. Could be worse. If you think about it, it could be worse. Just remember that.
In the immortal words of Iron Man, your broke is different from my
No,
broke.
for Kirby, it was that. Remember, it was already closed for years, and then the owner got killed. Only they don't know that.
He must have had some
Yeah,
good ass life insurance then, Dawson. You ever think of that?
yeah, but who's like cashing out those checks? It's not
They
me.
might do Henry. They might do the Henry sideline
No,
story.
because they casted Henry though. They casted Henry like the other guy who played in Scream.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. There you go.
They
Then. Well,
casted,
Henry's the other partner. He technically has the name too.
but like I'm kind of curious. Like obviously we get the same crew, the same trio from the first movie, which is really nice. I do like that crew. I'm excited. I think the animatronic I'm most excited for is Mangle because I love Mangle.
Do
The
you think
pink
they're going to do
fox.
the AI thing, or you think they're going to be possessed by kids again?
Honestly, I don't know because if you played enough of the games and you know enough of the lore, it makes sense for them to do what they originally were doing.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell you what they're going to do. So I don't know. Honestly, because we know that William Afton never truly dies. Because he always comes back.
He's alive, glitching in the closet.
For real. So it could be the dead kids thing again. It could be anything, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. I think we are gonna get the withered animatronics because of I think like a poster that I saw, but I don't know if that's real or not.
Wait, do you think we'll get the Easter egg for like the Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy?
I don't know. I don't think I saw that, but no, I'm excited for this. Literally, this is the movie that will bring my friend back from Nebraska to Arizona so we can go see it. So stay tuned for that.
Gotta be better than Minecraft.
No, not for Minecraft. No, Minecraft is for different friends. But I'm excited. If you're excited, audience, let me know. We could talk about FNAF together and we could discuss cosplay ideas.
There you go. There you go.
Anyways, anything else, Austin, that you want to bring up?
No, you pretty much covered everything. So we're not going too deep on the plot.
Talk about it. It was just a teaser.
Gotcha. But all right then, audience. I guess with that, we should probably move on to the next topic then. Any final thoughts on this before we move on, Witch?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next one.
Why you do that?
Well, Miss Marvel producer Sana Amanate gives update on Miss Marvel's status. And yeah, her response is when she was questioned about like when could we possibly see Kamala Khan in another MCU project, she's like, "Oh God, I hope soon. I hope soon."
All right, moving on to the next topic.
The whole topic.
Hopefully the Marvels will not be the last we see of her. We're like, ooh, damn.
I don't think so because she was a fan favorite character.
She will probably be in Secret War.
Yeah, I know right now they're doing a lot of rewrites to a lot of their projects right now. We're definitely seeing that in a lot of their movies and TV shows, right? So I'm
the
pretty
problem
sure
is they kept their episode in Daredevil, so they have to do something with her. It doesn't matter. whatever they're doing.
That was a forced thing. Like the only thing you could kind of do to
That was not a
recycle
forced thing. They could have easily cut that part out. The episode did not have to be there. They kept it.
They made up. You used a whole St. Patrick's Day themed episode to promote Kamala Khan. How does that make sense, man? Like,
we got worse cameos. I'm just saying we've got worse cameos.
Just saying that is like an odd scenario to be in. Like, hey, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, audience. Oh, let's promote Kamala Khan instead. Like,
why not? I like Kamala Khan. Shit.
Oh man, but no, the only plausible idea you could have is where we could see her pop up next is a Champions or Young Avengers. I don't know what
it's Secret Wars. Why do you keep skipping over that?
Secret Wars, maybe as a background character, maybe I don't know. Like, I don't think she's gonna play a big part when it comes to the next Avengers film. You know,
maybe in
you don't need to though.
Yeah, because remember, Marvel put a lot of stock into this character over the past couple of years. I think it's been a full-on decade, right?
Like, 2014.
Yeah. Yep, expecting her to be like the next big thing, and just a lot of her appearances haven't really been doing well. I mean, as a matter of fact, a lot of people are getting kind of annoyed with how forced she is being in like a lot of teams and properties at this point.
My thing is the worst decision that they decided to do for Kamala Khan was make her a mutant. That was the worst decision they made, and that's why people are kind of annoyed because they keep trying to shoe her in to X-Men stuff, even though it wouldn't make sense.
Yep, going as far which as to say that she was actually part of X-Men history. Yeah, they're going to be doing
definitely X-Men history, but not the one that people wanted.
Yep.
I still like to think it was supposed to be Mary Jane instead of Kamala, but that's just me personally.
Definitely not.
She's a key member of the X-Men now.
They protect Spider-Man's supporting cast way more than side character. They were not going to throw Mary Jane into another book like that.
Yep. They did that to her. She's been an Avenger. She's been a main character in 2 Spider-Man shows. Audience, heck, she was even in the Avengers show as an honorary member. I'm like, damn. I don't think I've ever seen a character this heavily pushed before my life, audience. You know,
like I said, people like
it. I mean, you could just say, you know, she's going to start a West Coast Avengers at this point, man. Since you know, the last time we heard of her, she was down in California. You know, most likely to recruit Cassie Lang and that stuff. You know.
Maybe.
So yeah. Is what it is. Miss Marvel fans, hope you get what you want.
I still don't understand why you decided to make this a topic, but whatever. What do I
know? Yeah. Hey, we need to talk about Kamal, don't we?
No.
MCU.
I mean, I don't see the point of us talking about this when it was such a minimal topic.
Okay. All right then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next topic then.
Hell yeah, I'm ready for this. Okay, so if you don't know, so on April 1st, which is Kasane Teto's birthday, by the way, we got an announcement that our girl Teto is getting a Voicepeak voice bank, which is a text-to-speech software. So making our Talkaloid videos are going to be so much fun. So if you're wondering, what the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck is this bitch? Which was Austin right before we decided to start recording. Let me explain. So this character, her name is Kasane Teto, right? She originally was made as an April Fool's joke for the singing software called Utau. So she is a vocal synthesizer. You can use her to make cool music if you can't sing or can't afford a singer. Keep in mind, Utau is free. Vocaloid and a whole bunch of other shit you have to pay for. So, a few years ago, she got upgraded from Utau to Synthesizer V. She has a different design. I didn't send the whole design, but it's fine. Don't worry about it, besties. We're thriving in this economy. So, yeah, and I actually really like her new design. It's actually pretty cute. I like it. It kind of fits the vibe of her original mixed with her more recent one for her Synthesizer V voice bank. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, most of it is right here. but I should probably talk about the different modes that we have for it. If you didn't know, a lot of vocal synthesizers, they have different modes to them for different types of songs or stuff that you want to use. So basically, she has a high, low, whisper, power, and sweet. You could probably guess what that means.
Right.
If you haven't seen the little trailer, like the teaser trailer for it, I would recommend you look it up. Just look up on Twitter or something like Voicepeak Teto or something. You'll find it. No problem. But a lot of people thought it was an April Fool's joke because April Fool's. But if the people who know, it's her birthday because she was originally made as an April Fool's joke. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't know if her male counterpart Ted, that's his name. Don't ask questions. Is gonna get a voice bank, but who knows? Maybe if we're lucky enough, you might get some recognition because on her official Twitter account, on the official Teto Twitter account, they do give him some representation here and there. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what this sounds like. I saw the little demos. It comes out, I think, later this month. So stay tuned. Don't expect me to always talk about V-Synth news, but I do try my best. So if you want me to talk more about vocal synth news, you let me know and I'll keep an eye out on it. So yeah, I just wanted to do Teto because she's very popular. Not as popular as Miku, but she is pretty popular. So anything else before we move on? Austin, do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. Did you understand what I was talking about at any point in this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it.
It's a great topic to fit the month after all. You know, April and all that stuff.
It literally came out April 1st, and I was like, wow, I'm having a shitty day today. But guess what? We got Teto. That's all that matters.
There you go. There you go. But alright then, audience. I guess with that, we're done the media news.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to drawing my pretty anime boys now. See you guys later.
Gotcha. Alright. Now we're moving on to the comic news. And right now we're talking about Charles Xavier no longer being in the X-Men.
Yeah, we knew that already. He decided he wanted to go canoodle with his bird lady love.
Yeah, in the article that came out, this is going to kind of be the unofficial ending of the whole From the Ashes era of X-Men.
I didn't like the From the Ashes era that much.
It was all over the place, wasn't it, Witch? Like,
yeah, I tried reading some of them, and the only one, like, I liked the Magic series from what I read. I haven't caught up with it just yet, but I'm working on it. And like, the solos are what's keeping the X-Men books alive. It's the solo books, and then also Ultimate X-Men are keeping the X books alive because a lot of them are just kind of boring. I'm bored.
Yeah, and the fact that they're canceling X-Men books and just bringing in new X-Men books. Yeah,
like they brought back Chris Claremont to write a book. Just letting y'all know if you didn't know.
Yep. I mean, heck, we already had like 3 versions of Deadpool versus Wolverine already from this era. Like, imagine that, audience. You know,
like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like, I know there are people who like the From the Ashes book. I just didn't like it. Like, people ask me, like, why didn't you like it? It's just like, I thought they were boring.
Well,
like, I guess I was spoiled. I was spoiled by Krakoa because that was my first, like, bits and pieces of reading X-Men books was, like, Krakoa. Like, obviously, I read some stuff beforehand, but not nearly as much as Krakoa. Like, I was spoiled.
Well, when you have like 10 plus books for one IP alone, you're bound to have some books that'll resonate. 15, there you go. So yeah, you're bound to have some books that really resonate with certain people, you know? So
yeah, so audience, if you take anything out from this, go read Helverine, go read Ultimate X-Men.
I forgot about that. It's probably 18 now. It used to be 15 X-Men books and 15 other random Marvel books, but then they add like 4 more. So,
hey, does Deadpool count as an X-Men book?
No,
I wouldn't count Deadpool.
Okay, so yeah, but with regards to Charles' status, one, we kind of already seen the X-Men without an Xavier before, so I don't think this is really like
He's been hunted down by Scott and them.
Yep. And another thing, yeah, we kind of seen Charles Xavier going through a character assassination arc throughout the past couple of runs.
He's going through his beast arc, bro.
Pretty much.
I think he's gonna play a part in the new cosmic event that's happening. I don't remember what it's called.
He's not.
Oh, yeah.
He's
not a part of. He's not a part of Imperium.
Could be.
He's not. We already know all the players. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
As long as my faves are okay, that's all that matters to me.
So yeah, but regardless, I just think like for the foreseeable future, if Xavier was still going to be used, they would have just done further character assassination plots with him. So I said this in our Discord.
Well, he's not done. Like they're still chasing him. He's not leaving the book. He's just not part of the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's fine. Cryptid, you're making a big deal over nothing. It's fine. We already knew this.
Yeah, I mean, I was just basing it off of the title. I mean, I didn't actually read the X-Men Hunt.
But what you should be talking about is that the fact that they had one Krakoan revive egg left, and he wasted on his old dead wife, like 30, 40 years ago.
Keep in mind, his daughter, who he doesn't really talk to all that much,
or care about,
ruling the Shi'ar Empire, kind of. Because I read that Marauders book. Was I confused during the entire thing? Yes, but did I read it? Yes.
I mean, to be fair, the child was created without his consent. I mean, the Shi'ar just took DNAs from him.
Yeah, so was Genus and Philovel, and look at that.
Yep. I mean, he didn't get a chance to meet his daughter until she was already a teenager at that point.
So did Superman and Superboy, okay? You got their responsibility regardless. Or, kill the kid. One or two.
Yeah, so. Well, I mean, you could have done... This could have been a good way to have at least given some closure to Xavier, saying that he's going to be away from the X-Men books, just spend time with his daughter. Said he's going out.
No, I think he's going to be...
No, you don't get to be all evil and all the crazy he did and just go off and live a good life.
Oh, man. I said
if Xavier's going to break from the book, he has to die.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would be a good thing for Charles if he just died. Like, I need him to have a literal twink death.
Either that or just they should have killed him or revived him with the egg before Krakoa.
I need them to go out and explain that it was actually Red Skull's influences that on Charles' brain that caused him to turn villain.
No, don't do the Onslaught bullshit. We've already been through enough Onslaught bullshit. We don't need this anymore. Mm-hmm. Even before Onslaught, Charles was kind of a dick.
Hey, no, I mean, this was like literally Red Skull fusing his brain with Charles.
Yeah, that's the whole point of Onslaught, bitch. I know.
That was between
Don't
Charles
mansplain the Onslaught event. I know about the Onslaught
That's not the Onslaught event. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The thing he's talking about is Red Skull ripped this man's brains out, put in his own head.
Charles was always kind of an asshole, so I feel like I need to not see him in comics for a while. Mm-hmm. So he can go fuck his alien bird wife all he wants. I do not want to see his face anytime soon. Okay?
I just don't want
Give Magneto back his powers, get him out of that fucking chair, bring back my faves, and then we're good to go. Leave me alone, Charles. I don't like you.
And have Magneto go back to being a villain, god dang it. I am sick
because he's had enough character growth for the past few decades that he doesn't need to be a villain anymore.
Yeah, we got to stop going back and forth from him. You guys need to pick a side and stay to it.
Yeah.
If he goes back to being a villain, he needs to stay a villain for the rest of his career.
Like, it's literally her, like, going back to her villain thing, but I know that it's, like, a path book, so, you know, it's, like, a literal backstory book, so I get it, but it's fine.
But yeah, from my standpoint,
we do not need villain Magneto anymore. We've been through this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, from my standpoint, I'm kind of like a little bit of relief for Charles' sake. I don't want to keep seeing that guy again for character assassinated. And
that's basically just him.
Over the years, audience, I am starting to see the appeal of characters just being quietly retired as opposed to seeing them further get shit on, you know. So yeah,
trust me, that's why my favorites aren't popular.
Mm-hmm. I just I see Charles as being in that list, you know. So
hold on.
All right then. Any final thoughts on this before we move on?
Charles Xavier has always been an asshole. Regardless, he let all those kids die. Just let you know.
Deserves.
And he's also
Like the kids on the bus. I don't think the kids on the bus deserve to die. Okay.
And his existence prevented like mutant apocalypse. So yeah.
He also did like to have child soldiers, so just remember that.
Give them a home.
Anyways, let's move on before I get mad. Let's move on.
All right. Austin.
Michael StraStrazinski returns to Spider-Man with Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six team.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
No!
What the heck is that?
You might get out of call. No, you might get out of call.
That was me crying in pain for Spider-Man fans, right? He's a bad writer. I don't know.
No, he's not.
Michael StraStrazinski?
Never mind. yes.
Go back on mute.
Yeah, remember, Jake. This is the guy who wrote that iconic moment between Spider-Man and Captain America about you tell people to move. You know. So
yeah. Thank God. God bless America.
Mm-hmm.
God bless America. God bless StraStrazinski.
But yeah, that moment was from his Spider-Man run audience, and yeah, it just seems like he's going back to his familiar playground with this. And you know what? Let him do what he wants.
I hate his art style, bro. I hate when they bring his artist back, bro.
I mean, I like this artist, but it's like
I hate him on Spider-Man. Half these people don't look like. What the fuck wrong with Scorpion? Who the fuck is that? Scorpion of Vulture? Who is that?
I can't even tell, to be honest.
Exactly, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with the scribble on his head, I thought he was Bullseye for a minute.
Is that person on the right supposed to be Titania?
Yeah, the firm reason Titania and Mystique are both here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making 16 fully Spider-Man villains, it's just villains, Spider-Man villains, and then other people.
Hey, expand your roster, man. Expand your roster.
This is his roster.
Yeah, well, Kingpin is in his roster, but he still pops up.
Kingpin is his roster. Kingpin is still a Spider-Man villain.
Hey, no.
Kingpin
We already settled this with Daredevil.
Things, okay?
No, there's no Daredevil. He stays in New York. He fights Spider-Man and Daredevil. He's not a Daredevil villain. He's a New York villain.
Let Daredevil have exclusive rights to Kingpin, man. He's Spider-Man.
He has views, okay?
And what the fuck is Luke Cage gonna do when he's on the town? Like, the street level heroes are allowed to fight Kingpin. It's not a crime.
Titania's a She-Hulk villain mostly. She should not be here. Yeah. Also, she's retired. I guess they keep forgetting
that. But yeah. So yeah, I hope this worked.
This artist gave Spider-Man the fucking Kim Possible lips. What the fuck?
I didn't even notice that, to be honest. Let me look at that.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time in my art style.
Wow, look at that. But,
I mean,
Austin,
I like doing it.
Austin, isn't this supposed to be a one-shot?
From my understanding, yeah, but I'm hoping it's leads to something else. I like him just casually write Spider-Man one. I hope he writes more one-shots if it is just one-shot. Yeah, I miss I miss just having like the one and done stories you can have. But, you know, it's funny. That's kind of how I felt about the Kamala episode that you don't like, where it's like where it's like a one shot issue just come to life. That's what it felt like for me. Like a one shot issue. They just had nothing to do with anything else we saw.
Yeah, clearly, because Lord knows we already have enough Spider-Man titles as it is, audience. So yeah. J. Michael StraStrazinski, he's more. I would say he's more quality than quantity sort of guy. Because when they brought him back Captain America, right? He had one good story arc, which was the first arc, right? And then everything afterwards was like, wait, what the fuck happened?
Everything after him trying to finish his Thor run.
Yes, pretty much. Oh, was him trying to finish his Thor one, and also him having to include leftover mutants that no other X-Men writers were attempting to make happen. You know, they just dumped over leftover mutants on his book.
I don't know. There were original characters. They weren't actually pre-made.
Remember, remember which those mutants that Captain America
And
saved were
encrypted.
their impact.
I don't care
Yeah.
about those mutants. I don't care about this book. I don't
Nobody.
care about Captain America's
Nobody.
book. I'm just gonna be
Nobody
honest
cares
with you.
about
I
them.
don't care. All I know
Nobody
is
cares
that they
about
were
them mutants.
created for that book, for that arc. I don't care.
Nobody cares about those mutants, which is why we'll never see them
That's
again.
why I have my favorites and I read my favorites.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, again, quality over quantity of this book, audience. So, alrighty, you have any final thoughts on this, Austin? Before we move on.
I don't like that Venom's here.
Isn't Venom more of an anti-hero nowadays?
Yeah, I feel like you talk about Magneto flip flopping and stuff. It feels like it feels weird going back to Venom just being the I hate Spider-Man
Right.
situation. Well, how many
Right.
different people done been Venom and shit by now? It's like I don't care no more.
Ooh, that's a
The
little
beat
plot
doesn't feel
twist.
as personal as it used to be anymore.
Hey, this could be another plot twist because remember, remember who's now Venom right now, audience.
It's not going to be a plot twist. It's clearly set in the past.
Gotcha. But alright then. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No.
Not really.
Okay.
I wanna go to sleep soon.
Go to sleep.
We only have two more
podcast.
We have two more topics left. So, all right, moving on to the next one. So, audience, Spider-Man versus Mary Jane for the Spider-Verse versus Venomverse event.
I swear we have a Spider-Verse event every single goddamn year.
I know, but this is going to be the event of all events, which all the Spider variants versus all the Venom variants. Wow.
Supposedly.
Yeah. But I really want to comment on this variant cover first, audience. Marvel,
It's an interesting
what the
variant
hell?
cover. It's an homage cover,
This is a smack in the face to a
That would
lot
make it
of
less interesting.
Huh?
I think that would make it less interesting.
I know this is like a. I'm pretty sure this is
because it's not a smack in the face or anything. It's just a homage. Oh, Mary Jane's Venom now, so we're gonna do her getting married to Venom. It's not a smack in the face to anybody.
We can't have like Mary Jane and Peter get back together, but we could definitely have MJ and Venom get together. Like what the?
That's not what they're doing. That's why it's not. It's not
what I think would have been funny,
face.
which I know Marvel wouldn't have approved of.
What?
So they should have had Mary Jane as Venom, and then have Peter Parker where Mary Jane is supposed to be, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like that's his facial expression. He's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Oh, the one with it should have been them kissing, where it's Peter kissing MJ and Black Cat freaking out, or him kissing Black Cat and her freaking out. But it's Venom her kissing and Peter freaking out.
Yep.
Someone's freaking out. That's all I gotta say on that.
I know. I mean, all those.
It isn't a slap in the face. This is clearly just a homage thing. If they wanted to be a slap in the face, it would have been her, Paul, and Venom.
Fuck Paul, man.
But yeah.
Why do they keep trying to push him in this, man? Like, leave us alone.
He should have been Venom. All the setup was for him to be Venom. And that would have fixed
I was hoping that it was going to be either Paul, because it would give him something to do, or Rick Jones, because I don't like Rick Jones.
Yeah.
And it'll give him something to do.
I hear people saying that like it could still Venom could also still be Paul, because they've been noticing like when you see that Mary Jane give her face reveal when she's in Venom mode, she's always giving the face reveal through his stomach and not his actual head. Like, huh?
See, there's not only two people as Venom.
One person sitting over the other. Yeah.
So that would be stupid. It would just piss people off more. They do a dumbass second fake out. Whereas,
wow.
You gotta remember, they already set up 4 people being Venom, and it turned out to be none of them. So you wasted your time. And then for them to make it Paul, that just means they waste your time a second time.
Oh wow, Austin! Marvel pissing off Spider-Man and Mary Jane fans like they never do that before,
They're not pissing off Spider-Man and Mary Jane fans. They're pissing off Venom fans. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man fans aren't reading this book.
Mm-hmm. So
they're literally doing anything else right now. They're reading this fucking book.
So yeah, with the event coming up, audience, and with Mary Jane's status as Venom, yeah, that's going to be one of the plots in the book in that upcoming event, audience. Are y'all excited? see
No.
And people
Peter
aren't going to
Parker.
buy like they don't buy the last two Spider-Verse events.
Yep. Is what it is, audience. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure none of us are even going to read this book anyway. But what,
Nope. Why would I read that? I might read it for if like Webweaver makes an appearance, but I'm not buying this book.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, realistically, I don't want to read it because half the people they made are probably going to get killed off anyway. Like they do every Spider-Verse event. They go through all this effort to introduce new people, and they cycle them out so they can make new people next time.
Yep.
And then if you're
then
lucky,
later
they'll
on-
get a book.
Yep.
On Marvel
And then-
Unlimited specifically, because they don't want to give us an actual book.
Yep. And then later on, they'll revive everybody who got killed off during the previous event. So
They'll never be seen until the next event.
Yep. Pretty much. So, alright then. That's it for this topic. Now on to the last topic of the night, audience.
Okay, he looks fucking
Oh,
ugly. Like, I
okay,
know that he's
announce-
a feral mutant and he's supposed to look ugly, but he's just ugly.
He looks like
Announce it
he's
first.
Russian.
Yeah, announce this. Somebody announce this. All right.
Ultimate Wolverine. First look at
Ultimate Sabertooth.
Yep. It's the mustache that's throwing everybody off, really.
Yeah,
this is
it looked like he just twisted his nose hairs together.
Yeah. This is an example of just adding something for the sake of adding something different, because I'm pretty sure the artist is like, okay, what can I do to make this look different than the main version of Sabertooth? We've already seen him do all the facial hairs before, so mustache. Awkward mustache.
No, it's not just a mustache. It's a mustache and beard.
Mustache
I feel like if they would have just given him the mutton chops with like maybe the mustache, it would have looked all right. But like, it just with
the look the last time he had a mustache, it was the mutton chops connected, so it was just one full facial hair. He was supposed to look like Wolverine's dad, or like how his dad looked in the old flashback book.
Yeah.
I posted a reply to a tweet talking about this, and I was like, "Oh, he's fucking ugly." And then someone had the gall to be like, "Oh, and he's supposed to look like a supermodel," and I was like, "I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He just looks inherently fucking ugly here."
He has the Russian Sabertooth hair, Ultimate Sabertooth hair. Not Sabertooth. Damn.
I guess a lot of people are just too used to Hugh Jackman's Hollywood looks to be as the focal point.
And the thing is, I know I keep going back to it, but on Krakoa, and I hate to admit it, he actually looked pretty hot. Yeah. And I don't even like Sabertooth. I fucking hate Sabertooth.
When Sabertooth got locked up with his best look period in Krakoa.
Dude, he like that one panel where he was about to be put into the pit, where he was like shackled up or whatever. That was the hottest that man has ever been.
And handcuffs on.
Yeah, that one, like right when he was like at the Quiet Council, like he was getting judged, and then he was, right before he got put into the pit, best he's ever looked here.
Yeah,
the best Sabertooth has ever looked.
Which is why we can't have that for long.
Realistically, I think they should have made him look like the X-Men Origins Sabertooth. I think that would have been a funny comparison. Because remember, this Wolverine here is the height of Hugh Jackman and stuff, so I think him just being that Sabertooth would have been kind of funny.
Dude, how savage does this Sabertooth have to overcompensate to compete with Ultimate Wolverine?
And you know what's funny? You know the other funny thing? He looks well groomed at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off even more. They couldn't commit whether he should be well groomed or fully feral.
He takes care of his hair, but not his beard.
That's so weird, right? Like, what the fuck is this? The inconsistencies is killing me.
This is kind
of. Do you think he's going to be a villain? Because we have had Hero Sabertooth before, and if Wolverine got turned into a Winter Soldier,
I've been reading 90s X Factor, where Sabertooth and Mystique were on the X Factor team, kind of, and it's like. That's very interesting that he's in this situation right now because Wild Child is on this team, and if you know anything about those two's history, it's not good.
No, definitely not.
Him being a more quote-unquote heroic character feels wrong, but it sometimes makes sense. But honestly, who knows what's going to happen in this book?
I think it was good for him heroic when it was I think it was X Force with him and M Monet.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I think that's
that
the one
was.
where they dated. That was the one when he was still doing the birthday thing as a good guy.
Dude, that shit's funny as hell. It's like you're still doing
Oh,
that even while you're trying to be a good guy. Like, come on.
So yeah, I was like,
hey,
this was here. Like,
which
if you could get all the
that's
crimes, this was great. That would have been a unique start for Sabertooth if he
hey,
wasn't already cheated.
that was his version of a cheat day, basically. You know, okay, I'm
It was
good
his
Feels like a
Carnage
for
cheat
USA,
the
day.
bro.
rest of the year, except
It
that
was,
one birthday of Wolverine. You know,
it was his
so
Carnage
Just to
USA,
spite
bro.
his ass.
yep.
And you know what? Just to be nice to me so that we can end off the night. I think this is the last topic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is.
Just for me and me only, and I know these two are gonna groan, especially Austin. But if you give me Ultimate Wild Child, I won't be mad.
Right. So,
Give him to me
so,
right here. Put him in my
um,
palm of my hand. Give him his long, beautiful blonde hair.
okay,
No
take business.
not a lot of facial hair, but you can give him the sideburns. That's fine. But no full beard like they're doing with Sabertooth. He does not look good with a beard. Okay, just put him in my palm right here, and then we'll be good to go. I think think that's the least that I can ask for. I don't care what color outfit he's wearing. If it's purple, black, or orange, or red, that's fine. Just put him in my palm, and I'll gladly accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Just no facial hair, but the mutton chops is
Which
okay.
is it going to stop? Play the outro, please.
Play the outro, please. Anyways, audience, remember the lesson of the day. Remember to respectfully goon. And remember that Ultimate Sabertooth looks fucking ugly.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he's a saber.
And
All
remember, Kasane Teto is best girl. Okay, have a great night, audience.
No, all
Yes.
ferals could be Brad Pitt or Hugh Jackman level.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow with some comic reviews if we're lucky. Maybe a video game review. No promises, but we'll see. So
Gotcha.
later, guys.
All right. See you,
Anyways,
audience.
Good night, audience. I'm gonna go pass the fuck out for a few hours and wake up at 4 a.m.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah.